Welcome to Fallout 76, this is Jim. In this video we're going to take a look at a location for a swamp plant. Now a swamp plant we use to make swamp tofu, and as far as I know this is the only location to get a swamp plant. Now where we're at is right here at Dyer Chemical. So when you fast travel here at Dyer Chemical you actually end up here. Okay, a little to the north. Right, you guys hear many times there's usually two Gulpers down here. Okay? So, I did a couple of videos on this. I did a video in July of this year, 2023, and my mic was off and it's a little confusing. I did another video there just December 14th in a daily challenge video, and it was a long video because I had a hard time finding. So when you come here, you will notice there are 13 locations of these Strangler Pods, okay? Now, a certain time of the day, those Strangler Pods will bloom, and they will become what's called Strangler Blooms, which is this here. This is the Strangler Bloom here, okay? Now, when you harvest a Strangler Bloom, you have a 50% chance to get a swamp plant. But you also have the other 50% where you're just going to get a Strangler Bloom and not get a swamp plant. So FYI on that. If you ever come here and you see just a bunch of these Strangler Pods, don't pick them up. Because they're just Strangler Pods. We'll pick one up just to show you for the purpose of this video. Now let's go ahead to the Strangler Bloom and watch the top left-hand corner of the screen, and we'll see if we get a swamp plant. Strangler Bloom. So you see, 50% chance of getting a swamp plant and 50% chance of not getting a swamp plant. Very confusing. I know. Now I noticed there was another one across the way here. This one right here. Now let's go ahead. We're going to harvest this Strangler Bloom and hopefully we get a swamp plant. Let's watch the top left-hand corner of the screen. There we go. Swamp plant added, Strangler Bloom added. So 50% chance was in our favor that time. Okay, and again, if you're looking for a swamp plant and you come here and all of these Strangler pods are just, you know, the pods, don't collect them unless you plan on resetting the game, okay? Because when you pick them, until the game resets, these guys won't show up again, even if you server hop, okay? Let's take a look at our items here. So here is the Strangler Pod. Just a regular old pod, again, has a condition bar on it. Now here is the Strangler Bloom, okay, condition bar also. And 50% chance when you harvest a Strangler Bloom, you will get a swamp plant. Now the swamp plant looks like the Strangler Pod, but it's the swamp plant is what we need to make swamp tofu, and it too has a condition bar. Okay. So, just an FYI, the best way to do this is to server hop. It's just the fastest way instead of waiting, because I've never actually saw them switch over from a Strangler Pod to a Strangler Bloom before. I sat here and watched it and nothing happened. So I actually had to server hop several times to get these to show up. FYI on that. Now let's go back to my camp and I'll show you. There's someone at my camp, that's fine. It's fast travel. Now, as soon as you harvest successfully a Strangler plant, the guy's ready to fall off the edge there. Oi. Oh, my soul. So let's go to our cooking station here. Now let's go down here to all food. Let's go down here to Swamp Tofu. So you see, Swamp Tofu is just a simple recipe that you automatically learn from successfully harvesting a swamp plant. Okay, it's not a recipe you have to go find or buy. You automatically learn it from picking up this swamp plant. Okay, now what you do to make the swamp tofu, you just craft it. Done, just like that. Now let's back out. And usually, if you get a daily challenge like we had on December 14th, 2023, we have to sell swamp tofu to an NPC vendor. So when you craft your swamp tofu from your swamp plant, you go to any old NPC any old NPC vendor on the map, sorry, and sell it. Let's go down here to this train station here, just because it's fairly close. Any old train station, any old robot vendor will do. And all you do is just sell it to that NPC vendor. Now, it's not going to count because we don't have this as a daily or weekly challenge, but I wanted to make a more up-to-date 2023 video on this. Because the one I made July, my mic was off, and it's a little confusing. So again, our swamp tofu also has a condition bar on it. Just keep note that it's 0% food if you eat it. Let's go ahead and trade it.
Authorized to
And this is all you would do. Your swamp tofu.
Equipment.
Sell it. Done. That's all you would do. And then you would get checked off for selling swamp tofu to an NPC vendor. That's how you do that. Okay? But you do have a chance, a very slight chance, to find a swamp plant with a scavenger trader if you happen to find one. I've never seen one myself, but you never know. You never know. You might have more luck than I do. But as far as I know, the Dyer Chemical where I just brought you is the only spot that you can find a swamp plant on the map. Now, I do want to check. Where is it at here? This here. So, Strangler Pod and this budding apothecary. This camp resource. I can't remember if I ever saw a swamp plant in here. But it does have a Strangler Pod. I'm going to grab this stuff here. But basically, this is only good for, you know, if you want to make recipes and such. But yeah, there you go. Again, Dyer Chemical. Best spot. The only spot that I know of. And I just want to make this up-to-date video to help you guys out. Make it a little bit more clearer. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and share when you have the chance. It really helps me out. I'd like to thank my channel members, Artistically Arranged, Boogaloo Bronson, Michael Edwards, Nigel Whiffen, Heather, White Tribe. Thank you all so very much. And I hope you all have a nice day.